Welcome back, dreamers, to the Theory Hub, where we discuss things that probably won't happen. But hey, at least it's fun, right? In a world of wizards full of magic, horcruxes are definitely one of the darkest forms of this magic. These cursed objects, created through a nameless and forbidden process, are notorious for their ability to fragment the soul, preserve it beyond death, and grant the creator an impenetrable shield of immortality. However, creating these evil objects comes at an unimaginable price, making us wonder what dark magic and blasphemy occurred during their creation. What unspeakable rituals did Voldemort perform to achieve his twisted form of immortality? How did the creation of each Horcrux alter his soul, pushing him further down the dark path? And what mysteries lie buried in the fragments of his shattered soul? I am Lander, and today we will explore all of that and more as we uncover the terrifying truth behind the dark magic that created the Horcruxes. Horcruxes, said to be one of the two things from the Harry Potter books that nearly made J.K. Rowling's editor vomit, remain shrouded in mystery to this day. The first known Horcrux was created in ancient Greece by a wizard named Herpo the Foul, and thousands of years later, Voldemort became the second known creator of Horcruxes. Created from magic, so horrifying that even dark wizards are appalled by what it involves. Horcruxes are unimaginable creations for most of the wizarding world. So when Voldemort created 7, it was a testament to his extreme evil. When interviewed on this topic, even J.K. Rowling stammered to avoid directly revealing the process of creating them. Interviewer: what is the process? Is there a spell? Is there something you have to do? JKR: I think it's a series of things you have to do. So you have to perform a spell, but you also have to, I don't even know if I want to say it out loud. It sounds funny, but I really thought it through. There are 2 things I thought were too horrible, actually, to go into detail about. One of them is how Pettigrew brought Voldemort back into a rudimentary body, because I told my editor what I thought happened there. And she looked like she was going to vomit. And the other one is how you create a Horcrux. And I don't know. Could it be in an encyclopedia? I don't know if I could bring myself, I don't know. In the same interview, she continued to define a Horcrux as follows: a receptacle prepared by dark magic to become the container of a fragmented piece of soul. That piece of soul having been intentionally separated from the main soul to act as a safeguard for the future, or anchor to life and protect against death. So, my question is, what is this secret process that can't even be mentioned in an out-of-universe interview? What could be so disgusting that merely mentioning it is enough to make someone feel sick? Of course, this is also the story in the Harry Potter universe, as the creation of a Horcrux is so dark in nature that limited knowledge of this practice is known in the broader wizarding community. Albus Dumbledore even banned teaching and researching Horcruxes at Hogwarts when he was the headmaster. To create a Horcrux, a broken piece of the soul must be removed from the creator's body and placed into an inanimate object or living host, making the creator immortal. To do this, the witch or wizard wishing to split their soul must commit the ultimate act of violence and malice. Murder, and not just any murder. They must intentionally kill someone without remorse or regret. Acts of self-defense or retaliation to protect others would not lead to the ability to create a Horcrux. It must be done with the utmost malevolent intent, resulting in the metaphysical injury of the murderer's soul. It's important to note that the fragmentation of the soul will occur after such a murder, regardless of whether the witch or wizard intends to create a Horcrux. It's just that the one wishing to create a Horcrux then uses the injury to their soul to their advantage. Anyway, after they have killed their victim, the witch or wizard uses a powerful spell to remove the broken piece of soul from their body, place it into an external vessel, and then perform an unknown ritual to bind the fragmented soul to its new container. And what is the purpose of this? The creation of a Horcrux serves as a means for a dark wizard to achieve a form of immortality. By splitting their soul and hiding a piece in an object or living creature, they ensure that even if their physical body is destroyed, a part of their essence remains, allowing them to return to life. It acts as a protection against death and serves as a form of eternal existence for those willing to commit the atrocity of tearing apart their soul. While initially it was believed that a witch or wizard could only split their soul into 2 halves, Voldemort, of course, split his soul. An additional 6 times, though the 7th with Harry was unintended, and I want to delve into this a bit. Many believe that Harry Potter is a Horcrux and suggest that Voldemort creating Harry as a Horcrux is a way to explain the process of making them. They think that since nothing disgusting happened during Voldemort's murder of Lily, aside from the murder, of course, the act of murdering is the only horrifying component in making them. However, J.K. Rowling has actually spoken about this, explaining that Harry is not a true Horcrux, and when a part of Voldemort's soul was placed into Harry, the disgusting Horcrux-making ritual did not occur. This, for convenience, I let Dumbledore tell Harry, "You are the Horcrux he never meant to make." But I think by definition, a Horcrux has to be made intentionally. So, because Voldemort never went through the disgusting process I imagined of making a Horcrux with Harry, it was just that his soul was so destabilized it split when he was hit by the rebounding curse. And so, part of it flew off and attached to the only living thing in the room. A part of it fled into the near-death state that Voldemort then continued to exist in. I suppose it's very close to being a Horcrux. But Harry did not become an evil object. He didn't have curses upon him like the other Horcruxes. He himself was not tainted by carrying this parasitic bit of soul. But the question remains, what is the horrific process behind creating them that makes people feel nauseous? I have a few theories. One popular theory is that the murderer must eat a part of their victim. In other words, the unknown ritual involves cannibalism. There is a lot of support for this theory, including the simple fact that cannibalism is disgusting. But moreover, cannibalism appears in many works of literature through the ages, and Rowling has been known to draw inspiration from classical literature. Of course, there is the issue that none of Voldemort's victims involved in creating his Horcruxes had any body parts missing. Although, with his power, it's not impossible that he could consume the insides of these victims without leaving any traces. This theory could also explain how Harry accidentally became a type of Horcrux, as his ruined soul might have consumed his physical body when the killing curse backfired, symbolizing a form of self-cannibalism. Another theory is that Voldemort had to sacrifice parts of his own body to bind his soul to each container. This might explain why his appearance deteriorated as he gained more power and created more Horcruxes. His nose became non-existent. His eyes turned into red slits. Perhaps these were body parts he exchanged for immortality. Of course, these changes could also be due to his humanity gradually eroding as he continued to tear his soul apart. And the final two theories I want to discuss involve blood and lots of it. In many ancient civilizations, a blood ritual refers to a ceremony or practice involving the use of blood, often for spiritual, magical, or symbolic purposes. These rituals can vary widely in practice and meaning, depending on the cultural, religious, or mystical context in which they are performed. In many traditions, blood is believed to carry strong energy or power, making it a common element in rituals aimed at summoning deities, spirits, or other supernatural forces. The theory here is that Voldemort used a blood ritual to create his Horcruxes, and this theory has support from several elements in the Harry Potter series. For example, in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Voldemort uses Harry's blood in a ritual to restore his physical form, emphasizing the importance of Harry's blood as part of his being. This suggests that blood, particularly the blood of an enemy or rival, could have special properties in dark magical rituals. Furthermore, the concept of blood relations and its significance in magic is a recurring theme in the series. Blood symbolizes lineage, magical heritage, and power dynamics. Family lineages and ancestry shape the relationships and conflicts of the characters, while blood is also tied to mysterious magic, often requiring sacrifice. Remember the sacrificial protection. We also know that blood magic works in different ways. Remember when Dumbledore had to use his own blood as a price of entry to get into the inner cave? I think the creation of Horcruxes uses blood in one of two ways. The first way is that the process of creating a Horcrux involves consuming one's own blood in large quantities. By consuming a large portion of their own life force, it would symbolize a self-destructive and defiling act, sufficient to serve as a catalyst for soul fragmentation and implanting a piece into a Horcrux. The second theory is that to transmit the creator's soul and create a Horcrux, it must be soaked in the creator's blood. This blood serves to trick the soul into believing the object is the creator's body. or to lure the soul into the object, as J.K. Rowling revealed that this horrific act is a multi-step process. I suspect that this ritual also involves spells, exotic ingredients, and possibly potions concocted with blood. Additionally, the blood of a specific, rare, and innocent magical creature might replace the creator's blood through a transfusion, followed by a sacrificial ritual. What are the 12 uses of dragon blood? We also know that unicorn blood has some connection to the soul. This is explained by Firenze in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. That is a monstrous thing to slay a unicorn. Only one who has nothing to lose and everything to gain would commit such a crime. The blood of a unicorn will keep you alive even if you are an inch from death, but at a terrible price. You have slain something pure and defenseless to save yourself, and you will have but a half-life, a cursed life, from the moment the blood touches your lips. What we can infer from this is that unicorn blood is a sure way to survive, even in your most damaged state. But this vitality does not come without consequences. After consuming unicorn blood, you will survive, but your life will never be the same again. You are now cursed, forever condemned to live a half-life, haunted by darkness. And I suspect that this happens by cursing your soul, much like what happens when you create a Horcrux. Thus, I suspect that unicorn blood may be involved in this process. Regardless of which theory is true, I conclude that all three are disgusting enough to fit the vomit-inducing criteria. And I can't blame Rowling or her editor for not wanting to talk about it. And that's our entire theory on Voldemort being a cannibal. Thank you very much for sticking with us to the end of the video. If you like our theories, leave a number 1. If there is anything you are not satisfied with, do not hesitate to share with us. And do not forget to suggest topics to Theory Hub that you want to see so we can serve you better. This is Lander from the Theory Hub, wishing you all a great day.